We will now hear from our candidates for Miss Norfolk State University, starting with Miss Micah Smith.
Good evening, Smartans. I am Micah Smith, a junior chemistry major from Indianapolis, Indiana, and I am running to be your Miss Norfolk State University for the 2022-2023 academic school year. I am running on the platform of POWER, an acronym standing for Progress, Ownership, Wellness, Execution, and Relevance. My platform is heavy on mental health, self-confidence, and working toward making yourself more marketable. I believe that each and every student has the opportunity to reach their full potential and improve our overall campus life with their talents and interests. This position requires much dedication, strong leadership, effort, strength, and I personally believe I am the person that can take this on. I have strong campus involvement. For example, I am the secretary of the Darling and Elegant Delta Epsilon chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. I am also a member of the Greater Norfolk Corporation Business Mentorship Program. And not to mention, I am a free on-campus tutor and mentor for freshman students. I currently serve as Miss Junior, and unlike my opponents, I have firsthand experience with the Royal Court. With this experience, I know the ins and outs of court duties, and I intend to better the integrity and impact of our Emerald Green and Citrine Court. I, Micah Smith, plan to exercise my reign as your future Miss Norfolk State University to improve our campus and student life in many different aspects. So vote for me on April 1st because I see the progress, ownership, wellness, execution, and relevance in you. So when you think of power, think of Micah Lene Smith, the one who sees the power in you. Thank you.
Thank you, Micah. Our next candidate is Miss Anaja Cameron.
Hello, everyone. My name is Anaja Cameron, and today has been really tough for me. I was going to not do the pageant anymore because I've had some discrepancies, but I'm glad to be here standing in front of you all. My name is Anaja Cameron, and I am from Emporia, Virginia. I am a social work major, and I am running to be your Miss NSU 2022-2023 academic year. My platform is based off of mental health, and it stands for I Believe in You. I know that sometimes we have certain things where we feel like people don't care about us, and we go to different people and they don't see what we see. But as a college student, I see what you see. I believe what you believe, and I understand what you understand. And we have most teachers and most professors who just want to push you through, don't want to help you with anything. But as I can go back as to Chelsea Curse, she was a Miss USA 2019, and she committed suicide because she had heavy mental health problems, and she felt as though that nobody was listening to her. She felt as though that nobody was there for her. But if you guys vote for me on April 1st, I will be the one to be there for you and stand for what's right. And I thank you, and I hope that you will be able to vote for me for Miss Norfolk State 2022-2023. Thank you.
Thank you, Anaja. Our next candidate is Ms. Justice Fisher.
Greetings, Spartans. I am Justice Tierra Fisher, a junior applied mathematics Denemis scholar from Portsmouth, Virginia. I can think of no greater honor than being a candidate for the 50th Miss Norfolk State University. While I had a dream of being Miss NSU just about a year ago, me standing before you was a dream that started well over 50 years ago. My grandfather, a football player from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, met my grandmother, a cheerleader from Portsmouth, Virginia, their junior year here at the university. Upon graduation, they got married and had my mother and my aunt, who are both alums of Norfolk State University. And when it came time for me to choose a college of my own, the most excitement I received when announcing Norfolk State came from none other than my grandparents. The very people who brought me here Saturdays for football games, fried fish in the parking lot, and cheered me on as a little girl marching behind the Spartan Legion. Watching them love Norfolk State taught me to love Norfolk State and made me believe that I could be a great 50th Miss Norfolk State University. Standing firmly on the platform of you, I hope to take each and every Spartan to the next level of themselves. The past couple years have been rough on us all, and I know I'm not the only one guilty of not taking the best care of myself. I want every Spartan to take care of themselves mentally, physically, emotionally, academically, and spiritually. With that being said, I love to host study sessions, meditation classes, and other events to promote wellness and healthier living for Spartans. Your peace, time, and body are important. My goal is to help everyone become the best versions of themselves. It's so hard to take care of yourself while being in college, but you have to make you a priority. And if privileged to become the next Miss Norfolk State University, when you can't make yourself a priority, I will. The focus next year is on you. Thank you.
Thank you, Justice. That concludes our candidates for Miss Norfolk State University.
Thank you for attending the speeches of the Chief Justice candidates and candidates for Mr. and Miss Norfolk State University. We will now move to the SGA presidential and vice presidential debate. Please welcome candidates Hector Collins Jr. and Siani Cherry to the stage, as well as candidates India Richards and Miles Perry. The debate will open with opening statements, speeches by each candidate. The first candidate speaking will be Mr. Hector Collins.
Good evening, Spartan family. Oh, no, we gotta try that again. Good evening, Spartan family. That's much better. That's much better. My name is Hector Cologne Jr. I am a junior psychology major from Richmond, Virginia, and I am running to be your 2022-23 Student Government Association president, alongside my good friend Siani Cherry, a business major from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, running as my vice president. I have attended this illustrious university since my freshman year in 2019. And over time, I have witnessed a great tragedy fall upon us as Spartans. In early 2020, when COVID-19 first turned this country upside down, we witnessed a downward spiral here at NSU. I have seen many ingenious young minds here suffer from depression and a lack of motivation. I have seen a serious decline in school pride, and I have seen many friends transfer to different HBCUs simply because Norfolk State didn't have anything for them anymore. I understand that life has hit harder than ever, and college life hasn't made it any better. As your SGA president, I vow to ensure all Spartans, both current and alumni, know that we are family and family takes care of one another. Our mental health resources need to be better advertised so our students know that there are safe spaces that they can go to. I will implement tactics to increase engagement between the student body and the SGA. These things will include things like face-to-face talks with me and my team, Q&A live streams on Instagram, and many other ways that our students can connect with the new SGA so that their voices are heard. We've learned from past administrations and promised to be the voice of those who feel unheard. Finally, I give my word to bring back the Spartan pride that has laid dormant here for the past 2 years. We need to give our students a reason to be proud to be Spartans. I want our students to be excited to rock the green and gold so that many future Spartans may follow in their footsteps. This is the reunion. This is redemption. And this is the beginning of a revival. With that being said, on April 1st, vote for me, Hector Cologne Jr., and Siani Cherry as your new SGA president and vice president. And remember, Spartans matter.
Next, the opening statement of Ms. India Richards.
Someone once said, life is full of opportunity. Leadership is about taking those opportunities
and legacy is what you leave behind when you do. Good evening, everyone. I am India Richards, a junior graphic design major hailing all the way from Rochester, New York. And I am running to be your next Student Government Association president for the 2022-2023 academic school year, alongside my running mate, Miles Perry, as Student Government Association vice president. We would like to present to you the League of Legacies Administration, where our goal is to cultivate an enriching and unforgettable college experience for every single Spartan. As being a part of the women's track and field team, a part of the For the People administration, and a proud member of Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, these aspects not only make me that more qualified for the position, but are my motivation to be the voice and the push for the student body as a whole. These qualifications also make me resilient, diverse, and very much so outgoing. The Richards Perry Project will focus on not only going back to normal, but creating a new normal for all fellow Spartans. Now we all can agree, college isn't easy, but that's why you have your Spartan family to lean on during tough times, to celebrate the little triumphs, such as making this Soul Food Thursday on time before that line gets too long, all the way to passing your last exam, a big victory, knowing you're gonna cross the stage. It is our mission to value that and be transparent, that it takes a village to run a school, let alone an administration. And you, the student body, are just that village. That no matter your role on campus, no matter how small nor big, your actions are valued, your achievements are noticed, and your voices are heard. Every voice, opinion, and idea will be a stepping stone to all of our success. Making sure that each one of us made the most of our time here, so while leaving a footprint, you can look back and see the legacy that you have created. Our legacy represents everything we will build and create here in Sparta, and the knowledge we will accumulate along the way. So with that being said, once we leave, we can say our legacy has been well kept, because if it was easy, everyone would do it. Now, I don't know about you, but you can't spell family without Spartans, and you definitely can't spell Spartans without legacy. Thank you.
Thank you to both candidates. The debate will be split into 3 rounds. In each round, one candidate from each pair, either president or vice president, will be allowed to respond. Throughout the debate, the same questions will be addressed to both pairs of candidates.
During the first round, there will be no rebuttal responses, meaning candidates are not allowed to address the other candidate's response. Lastly, candidates will have 2 minutes to answer each question.
During the second round, candidates will have the opportunity to rebuttal. It is important to remember to be respectful and wait your turn to speak. In the second round, candidates will also have 2 minutes to answer each question. Rebuttals will be limited to 45 seconds.
Lastly, the third round will feature selected questions directly from the students. There will be no rebuttal during this round, and candidates will be limited to 2 minutes.
So to begin, being that Mr. Colin Jr. went first with the speech, the first question will go to Ms. Richards and Mr. Perry. And the question is, what made you run for this position?
Thank you for that question. To answer it, what made me run for this position, as being junior class president now, I see that this university has many ways to go and different things we can accomplish. So being that I already have a footprint in this university, I can make a bigger impact and a bigger outlet to reach all my fellow students. And that's the reason why I feel as though I'm the best candidate for the SGA president for 2022-2023 school year. Thank you.
All right, and the same question to Mr. Colin Jr. or Ms. Cherry.
Thank you for the question. I feel as though I'm the best candidate because I look up to somebody who ran this SGA very well back in 2019. My mentor, Lene Woodson, she paved the path for me and she motivated me to get more involved in campus. This year I joined Spartan Generals and I brought in the freshman class of 25. And, I gave as much wisdom and helped as much as I could with their transition from high school to college. And I believe that after that, I could just do more. I felt like I can be the voice and be the one who's going to fight for the student body as the SGA president. Thank you.
The next question, beginning with Mr. Colon and Ms. Cherry, do you have any student leadership experience?
Thank you for the question.
As far as having any student leadership experience, I am currently the marketing and media coordinator of the Student Activities Board, and I've also used my leadership skills within the Spartan Legion as a member of Hot Ice to create choreography and other things as such. And also, I just feel like as a student, I have done my part as a student leader outside of orgs by being there for other students, supporting other students, and seeing the future in them, basically. That's all for today.
And same question to you.
Thank you for that question. As far as my student leadership goes, I am the executive administrator for the junior class and also the special advisor to the Honors College president. So I would say every day in life, I have that chance to lead in leadership. I give students on campus a chance where I mentor the freshmen in the Honors College. So that's the thing that I get the opportunity to do. Thank you.
All right, this question starting with Ms. Richards or Mr. Perry. Upon completion of your term, what do you hope to be your legacy? What is the main goal you seek to get accomplished?
Thank you for that question once again. The main thing I want to get accomplished is to have every Spartan that goes through this campus come out of it and say they have no regrets, they had their time, and they made it to the fullest. They did everything they want to accomplish and more. Also, that they were able to reach other Spartans and make a family out of them, friends and otherwise. And also know that when they leave, looking back here as an alumni, they can say that this is the best college they've ever been to, and as well as the administration they have been under, and know that coming out, we have prepared them for the real world. Thank you.
I feel as though the legacy that I want to leave is I want to have all of our Spartans be involved in campus. You choose to call Norfolk State your home for the next 4 years, some of the most important years of your life, and the 4 years that you're going to use to get your education and get your degree to go on to be successful beyond Norfolk State. I want you to be able to say that you did your part and you contributed to your home. I want you to feel as though the people who you put in position is somebody who can motivate you and, can be the guiding hand that you need. And I feel as though if I do my part, if I get elected, if you guys will have me, I feel as though our legacy can be something great. Thank you.
If elected, what do you see as a leader? If elected, what do you as a leader bring to this position that will help to promote growth in the students around you?
Thank you for that question. If elected, what I have to offer to these students is my passion. I decided to run for this position not for myself, but for other people. I've been attending this university for the last 2 years, and I can see the changes from my first year until my current year. And instead of expecting change from other people, I want to be the change that I want to see. So if I expect change to happen, I need to be that change. So I just feel as though if you would have me, I'm here for the student body. We are running on a platform that Spartans matter, whether that's mental health. I also want us to be more approachable to these people. I want it to be transparency. I want us to take charge. I want us to reunite as a unit, and I really would love for there to be more engagement. So as a student leader, I feel as though the effect that I have on this campus will be that people are proud to go to this school and they can say that they enjoyed their 4 years here and that they're putting their money into something that can benefit them more than just academically. Thank you.
Same questions for Ms. Richards and Mr. Perry.
Thank you for that question. If elected, I feel like I have a unique and diverse experience. Having been involved in so many different programs, I can reach out and relate to every single student that steps foot on Norfolk State University. Whether it's an honors college, whether it has to do with the NEMIS, whether it has to do with NAACP, I can guide them and take them to that next level. And like my fellow running mate, India said, we're trying to leave a league of legacies. So that means not only in the next 3 to 4 years, but 10, 20, 30 years down the road, they're going to talk about our administration, the things that we set in place, the precedents that we set. And that's why it would be great if we were elected for this position. Thank you.
beginning with Ms. Richards and Mr. Perry. When you look at the current SGA administration, what is something you would like to see change for the better in your administration if elected?
Thank you for that question. Like I previously said, I currently am the junior class president for the Florida People Administration. And actually being inside the administration, you do have an inside look on what things happen, how things go on. So if there is something when it comes to changes that I would do is just be able to get out to the students more. It is the campus, it is the students' campus. So I would think I would want to be able to approach them more as being that I wear many different hats. I am able to approach athletics, academics, etc. So I think I would want to change the way we're able to get in contact with our students, approach them, being able to be in contact with them, understand that there is somebody in office that they can talk to one-on-one every day. This is not a business hours type thing. It's a 24-hour job. So to make sure they know 24 hours, I'm on the clock. Whether I'm at practice, whether that means I'm in the office, etc., that means I just want to make sure they know I'm here for them regardless of whatever the circumstances may be. So I would say the change I would want to see, just making sure the students know I'm here for you guys, and that's it. Because this position is for y'all, it's not for me. Thank you.
And the same question to Mr. Cologne Jr. or Ms. Cherry.
Thank you for the question again. Being a part of, as a student and being a part of the, in the administration, just being on the outside looking in, something that I would want to change is the approachability between SGA and the student body. I feel like the student body and SGA, there's a very large gap. I feel like the student body feels as though SGA places themselves above the student body when we're all students and we're all here for the same thing. Approachability is just one very big thing that's also a part of our platform that I would love to change, because I feel as though the students and the student government should be working hand in hand, because we're here for the students. They're not here for us. So I just feel like we need to be more for them. Also, I feel as though there should be more transparency within the Student Government Association and the student body. If we don't know things, we should be able to share that we don't know them. If we have the answers, we should be able to share those answers. And I just feel like honesty is a very big part. And lastly, I would just like to change the engagement. I feel like there could be more student engagement as far as getting students to come out to things, actually asking students what they want to do instead of giving them things to come to. We can actually formulate things that they're interested in and things that they want to participate in. Thank you.
All right, next question. How will you be impartial to SGA members and hold them accountable? How will you be impartial to SGA members and hold them accountable? Example, so let's say someone in your cabinet isn't doing their job. How would you hold them accountable?
Thank you for that question. One thing that I had set my eyes on, for if I win this election is I'm here to run a tight business. I'm here to, be serious, and I'm here to just handle business for real. I'm here to make sure that everybody that I choose to be on my cabinet is on their stuff 100%, 24/7. And, we're all adults, I pride myself on communication. And if there's an issue that one of my cabinet members isn't handling, I'm going to handle it personally. I'm going to make sure that they get back on track. I'm not here to play no games. I'm not here to just dilly-dally. I didn't run for this position for it's just the title. I'm here to actually put in work and make sure that my people who are working with me, working for y'all, are getting their job done too.
Thank you for that question. I would hold my cabinet members accountable for things we do by, one, talking to them. If something's going on, say something has been one of my cabinet members, and then it's brought to my attention, we're going to have a conversation. There is no beating around the bush. You're in my cabinet for a reason. So if there's a problem, it will be addressed when the problem happens. If we run as a tight ship, there is certain things that needs to get done when it needs to get done. Henceforth, if there is an issue, we will talk about it. Honesty and transparency is what's going to happen in the administration. If something I don't know, the exact moment I don't know information, my cabinet members will. So if they're not doing something, I will know. If I'm not doing something, they'll be able to hold me accountable just as much as them. Because we are a family. This isn't I'm up here and they're down there.
So henceforth, if they're not doing what they need to do, I will be accountable and holding them accountable as well as myself, because I did put them in position. So we would have a conversation, we'll get down to it, we're nipping it in the bud because it will not happen again. Thank you.
All right, we are now moving to round two. To remind you all, for round two, you can rebuttal, meaning if the opposing candidate says something that you do not agree with, you will have 40 seconds to respond to it. And she has the timer right here for your 2 minutes as well as your 45 seconds. Is that clear? All right, so the first question, starting with Ms. Richards and Mr. Cherry. I'm sorry, Mr. Perry, excuse me. What do you see as the top issue facing students today, and how do you plan to combat it?
Thank you for that question. I feel that the top issue that are combating students today is some of our professors are not as honest, and they don't really feel when we have troubles and everything is going on related to not only the COVID pandemic, but also mental health. We need to have mental health days. We need to have reading days. We need to have times where they can understand that we are students. We work jobs. We're in organizations. We're doing things outside the community, and they need to understand that we need help. Sometimes we're gonna fall behind a little bit. Sometimes, but we need that teacher that's gonna say, "Hey, I'm gonna pick you up. I'm going to give you an extra opportunity. I'm going to let you, maybe retake that test." Like I said, that's the most thing that I feel is being students' problem. Thank you.
Thank you for the question. I feel as though one thing that is affecting students today that's very, very large and very big problem is mental health. I feel like mental health on this campus has not been correctly supported. I feel like there should be more support because we have such a big student body. I feel like one mental health day every there and there is not really going to help everyone. I feel like everybody deserves more support in their mental health because we are here as students, but we are also people. And people have bad days, people have good days, and people's academics and things like that should never have to be affected because of their personal issues. Of course, we are supposed to learn balance, but there should be support in learning that balance. Also, I feel like another issue is the teachers here as well. I feel as though teachers sometimes are very much stuck in their ways, but that's something that we can come together and fix by implementing policies and things like that that can further help us as students. And lastly, I feel like a problem that we have as students is just getting students to actually attend things, being as though we have been shut down for the last 2 years and have been doing everything virtually. It's been a very big issue just to get students to come outside of their rooms and enjoy regular campus life. But in order to get back to regular campus life, that is an issue that we need to combat. Thank you.
Would either candidate like to address the other person's response before we proceed to the next question? All right, thank you.
What are some ideas to better facilitate communication between student leadership and the student body at large to ensure there are open lines of communication?
Thank you for that question. As far as communicating, I feel like a great foundation should just be our students being able to come up to each SGA member and just ask them a question as they see fit. I feel like we lay the foundation that if as long as we're approachable and we can be transparent about what's going on at school, our students will learn to be more open with the professors and with everybody else. You know what I'm saying? So with SGA, with the communication with SGA, I feel as though, we can have more ways to implement student opinions and their ideas as far as their concerns on campus, such as, checking in on every Friday just to make sure that everything is going good with them and making sure that their academic life and their personal life isn't going to impact their education or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, thank you.
Thank you for that question. I think the biggest thing we should do is have an open door policy, physically and figuratively. As many students probably don't even know where the SGA suite is at. That's a problem. They should be able to come up to the SGA suite, talk to not even just me or my running mate Miles, but anyone at SGA. It should be an open door policy. At the same time, we preach to them that we're students just as them. We still have jobs, we may still have work, we may still have athletics, there are other things we need to do, so make sure they know we're not perfect as well.
We can have Q&As on certain days, talk to them, understand, and have them talk to us. Just, how's your day going? How's things going? What do you want to see? What are we doing wrong? If we can't take criticism, then we're not in a position for it. If they can't tell us what we're doing wrong, we can't tell them what they should be doing right. So thank you for the question.
Would either candidate like to respond? All right, the next question, starting with Ms. Richards or Mr. Perry. Diversity, equity, and inclusion are thriving concepts of the world. In this leadership capacity, you are expected to promote them. What are some ways that you will work with university leadership to ensure all students feel safe, included, and respected, regardless of their race, religion, or sexual orientation?
Thank you for that question. And I would first start to say, like my running mate India said, it's all about communication. So we have to reach out to the students and let them know that we want to know what makes them feel most comfortable, what makes them feel most safe, what on campus occurs that you don't like, what types of situations happen that you do not feel comfortable with. So we'll reach out to them. We'll get those answers. Every question we ask is going to have an answer that we can take back to the administration, because I feel like often is a problem is we're voicing our concerns, but we need solutions. And that's what we're going to do, take those to the administration. Thank you.
Thank you for the question. In order to make everything more inclusive in this university, I feel like we have to start with what we have, and that are the organizations that are already out there to specifically help certain people. So, for instance, we have organizations like Spectrum that help with the LGBTQ community, and we have other organizations that are specified towards different races. So I feel as though we can start there because they have the audience of those people, and work with those people as well as the student body hand in hand to see what they want to see, what will help them feel more inclusive, whatever they need to feel like they belong here, whether that be different types of bathrooms or other things in that sort. But we just need to be here to support everybody in their right, whatever that may be. Thank you.
Would either candidate like to rebuttal? Okay. Student organizations are a vital part of our Spartan community. If elected, how would your administration work to support over 100 student clubs and organizations on campus?
Thank you for that question. I believe we should just be able to go to the leaders of each organization and ask them what they need. I feel like being transparent and being able to talk to everybody and talk to each leader and figure out what everybody needs, their concerns with the school or events that they might have, ideas and wanted to come up, whatever like that. I feel as if we reach out to everybody and make sure that everybody feels as though, they're not below anybody and everybody's all equal. We should be able to accommodate each and every organization that we have on campus.
Thank you for that question. I feel as though since there is 100 plus organizations on this campus, coming together weekly, coming together monthly is something that needs to happen. There's plenty of students who don't know that there's 100 plus organizations on campus. They don't know that there's organization for almost every single thing you could do on a college campus. So as being in a student government association, if you were elected me, it's something that needs to be transparent and understand that every time we promote something, we promote them as well as they promote us. We can't ask people to promote homecoming and we're not promoting their own events. So at the same time, we have to be their biggest cheerleaders as well as they be ours to let the students know. Because in order to have more involvement, you also have to have more awareness of what's going on campus and what's your resources. Because without resources, there's no action. Thank you.
And our final question before we take the questions that have been submitted online, starting with Ms. Richards and Mr. Perry. In comparison to your opponent, why do you think you are the best candidates for SGA president and vice president?
Thank you again for that question. Comparing to my opponent, something that I know I can bring to the table is approachability. Many of you may know me on camera just by my face. I have been on the track team. I work hard on the track. I'm also in SGA. I'm also a face around campus that people know me just for my smile. Like, I'm approachable in ways more than one. I'm more approachable. I'm in the academic area, athletics area, in SGA area. And I'm not just one person who's trying to come over here for the job of 40 people because that is true. But at the same time, walking on campus, I want to be a people come and talk to me. It's not just about in the office what you do. It's about on the campus what you do, how people can come to you. So since I'm able to reach the athletic area, academically as well, also being a member of SGA now, people are able to come to me for different reasons. I wear many hats, henceforth, I can reach many groups. So thank you.
Thank you for that question. In comparison to my opponent, what I bring to the table is the ability to do. As a member of the junior class already, I feel as though my voice hasn't been as heard as well as other people. I also feel as though our class has not been that active. We've only had about 2 events throughout the entire year, and I feel as though there should have been more, and there should have been more engagement and connectivity between the SGA for the junior class and the junior class itself. My opponent also speaks of approachability, but there are many people that do not know who the junior class vice president and president were. I feel as though that what I bring to this table is also approachability. I am also pretty friendly with a lot of people on this campus, and I bring the ability to do what I'm trying to say. So in other words, if you guys will have me, I plan to get things done. Thank you.
Would either candidate like to respond?
Hello? Okay. In rebuttal to what my candidate said, as well as people say that she has the opportunity to do, being someone that's behind the lines, everything isn't as easy as a snap of a finger. Administrations don't happen in the snap of a finger. Things go on behind the scenes that people don't know of. Henceforth, the reason why we try to get as much as possible out, behind the scenes, a lot go on that you wouldn't know. Henceforth, there's no reason for the extra stress on you in the student body. As well as people saying they don't know who the junior class president, vice president is, and approachability not being there. There's many of times where we post and we make sure people know who we are, but everybody may not see it, or everybody doesn't want to go ahead and make that step. We can't control what everybody does, but at the same time, we do as much as we can. Thank you.
In rebuttal to my opponent here, we speak of not knowing or not understanding what happens behind the scenes of administrations. I can't say that I was a part of SGA, but I am a part of the Student Activity Board, and I do understand the ability of, the complications of what can happen behind the scenes and what it allows you to put forth. But I do know that adaptability is also a key. Adaptability is being able to do anything in face of any adversities. So with that being said, adaptability, approachability, and all of that go hand in hand. And again, if you guys will have me as your vice president, I plan to do not only what I can for you, but as much as I can for you, because I see the future in everybody here, and everybody here matters. Thank you.
So that concludes round 2. We will now move on to round 3, what consists of questions from the audience. Okay. So the first question is, as the SGA president, you will also serve as a student representative to the NSU Board of Visitors. How do you plan on establishing credibility with the members of the Board of Visitors?
Thank you for that question. I plan to ensure credibility in the SGA and the Board of Representatives because I plan to actually get the job done. I know the position that I'm going to try to fill is extremely difficult. It comes with many tasks and, many ups and downs, but at the end of the day, I know what I signed up for, and I know that I came here to get a job done. And my spot on the SGA is going to look very good because you're going to trust me as your leader, as somebody who's going to actually get the job done for you. I'm going to fight for y'all. I'm going to be the voice that y'all need to be, the representative that y'all need to be, and everything that follows is going to benefit not only just the student body, but the NSU campus and school life for years to come. Thank you.
Thank you for that question. So the way I plan on gaining my credibility for the Board of Visitors is allowing them to know I am the student's voice. I am the student representative. So I'm going to do my best to be the person who they come to when they want the insight on the students. Understanding that I'm going to get different opinions from students, different concerns from students, and give that to them in the way that they can understand it. I'm not just a child on the board that's underneath them trying to do what they want to do. I'm someone of almost equal rank, if not almost there, that wants to make the voice for the students that much louder than it already is from the campus view. Thank you.
Starting with Ms. Richards and Mr. Perry, to further expand upon that question, experience and engagement with the NSU administration is an integral part of being president of the Student Government Association. What experiences do you have working with the current or former administrators that would benefit you in this role?
Thank you for that question. I would like to say the experience that I have is working with our own Honors College President, JD Moody. We put on lots of events where we have to work with the administration, with the Board of Visitors, and the Board of Representatives, where we have to give them what the students want. We have to tell them what our students need. We have to tell them about the parking. We have to tell them about the cafeteria. We have to tell them about all the things that we want to fix. So having those lines of communication already open, that networking already open, will just make our administration run much more flawlessly. Thank you.
Would you guys mind repeating the question for me, please?
Absolutely. So the question was, experience and engagement with the NSU administration is an integral part of being president of the Student Government Association. What experiences do you have working with current or former administrators, that would benefit you in this role?
As far as me being a part of other organizations, and in those organizations, I have been able to work with people who are a part of the administrations. What I've learned from them is everything is not easy and everything can't be done in a snap of a finger. But what you can do is try your 100% best. Also, with having that engagement between the administration now and the people that are in it now, has also taught me some things that to bring into the next year, as far as how we feel about the students, how transparent we're supposed to be, and just learning this from other people by working with them. I feel as though it would make us being president and vice president as a pair a smarter decision, because we are within a bunch of different orgs, not just one. And us as two people, we are very approachable, and having those connections open would be a great thing. Thank you.
What are some things that you can achieve as a president?
Thank you for that question. I believe that I can bring back the Spartan pride that hasn't been here for the past 2 years. Back in 2019, when I was a freshman, everybody from my class up used to be excited to get up and, just go about their day on NSU's campus. Our students used to be proud to walk the green and gold, and ever since COVID-19 happened, ain't nothing really been the same. I wish to achieve great engagement between not only my class, but the classes under me. And I wish to just overall better our students and, guide them in ways that can help them while they're here and spending their time at NSU during their college career and, life after graduation. Thank you.
Thank you for that question. Being said that, like my opponent said, we did have COVID-19 happen, going back to 2019 is not going to happen. The pandemic has changed how campus life is, and it's unrealistic to say that we're going to go back to how it was, because we're not. But we can make a new normal, and that's what will happen. We can't show them that's what's going to happen, because we need to show them that their ideas are what getting put out. It's not SGA's ideas and that's it. It's what they tell us, and we just make it happen. They give us a plan, we have the platform to get what needs to get done. And that's what I plan on doing that I think no other one has. Thank you.
All right, to conclude the debate, we will be having closing statements from each candidate, starting off with Ms. Richards.
First, I'd like to say thank you guys for coming out. Just hearing both candidates speak today, honestly, because that means you care about who you want to put in this position. I definitely want to say again, I hope that you do elect me as your SGA president for 2022-2023 academic school year, because as much as I have said before, it is about our legacy. It's about what you do here and how you can impact not only what you do here, but what you do afterwards. So you can come back, homecoming alumni, and be like, I was a part of that change you've seen. So you want to be a part of the change and you want to leave that legacy that you want to see? Well, for me, thank you.
First off, I would like to say thank you for giving me the opportunity to run for this position. All I have to say is elect the person that's going to fight for y'all. Elect the person that is going to be the representative that y'all need to be. We haven't had anybody in office since Lene Woodson who has actually done right by the students. She made sure that all the students, whenever they asked for something, every concern that they had, they always got their concerns met because Lynn actually fought for the students. Lynn didn't just sit back and just take stuff. She made sure that y'all knew what was going on campus, and y'all will continue to know what's going on campus if y'all elect me and Siani, of course. You know what I'm saying? Just make the right choice. Spartans matter. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our SGA debate. The Office of Student Activities and Leadership, as well as the Elections Commission, would like to thank you all for coming out to the SGA speeches and debate. Please remember to vote in your emails this Friday, April 1st. Have a good evening.